So I am back. Now it's been over, from what I've just looked on my channel, it's been over 4 weeks since I posted my last video. Now I haven't done that by accident or anything like that. Just forgot to post some videos. I have actually been doing a video for the past 4 weeks. Yeah, sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? But basically, I ordered a beer package from a company called Beer 50. Sorry, Beer 52? Beer 32? Beer 52. Which obviously came in this box here. Which does support independent brewers. So yeah, for the past 4 weeks, I have been drinking this box of beers. At first, I was going to do it in one full video at like a weekend or something, but then I thought, well, if I drink all these in one night, with the percentage of some of these beers, which I'm not going to lie, the strongest one for me must have come in at 6.5%. So you can imagine, really, that drinking these all in one night would not have looked good for me. To be honest, I would have come across as an alcoholic, and I'm not a huge drinker. I will enjoy, say, 4 cans of, say, Heineken or something on, say, a Friday night or a Saturday night, or when I go out with my wife, say, into town or something like that. But with this specific collection of beers being the percentages that they were, I thought there's no way I'm doing that in one night. Not a chance. I'm not going to risk it. I am going to show you the beers in a minute. I'm going to go through them and tell you my thoughts on them. And I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed some of them, and then I didn't enjoy others. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and go in the order that I drank them in, and hopefully you'll find it interesting. You might even head over to this company's website and order your own. I'm not getting paid for this video at all. This was just a video that I thought I would do off the top of my own head, really. So let's get into it. So the first one I actually drank was this Swiss, like, stout, basically. So it's a Swiss roll stout. Now the percentage, it came in at 5.1. I'm not gonna lie. Generally, drinking it, you could actually taste the flavors of a Swiss roll in it. Very crisp, very smooth. I definitely recommend it. But like I said, the cans, they are only small, and they only come in at 330 mils. So you're not really getting massive cans. There is one in here that obviously was a big can in the size of like an energy drink. But yeah, this one for me, the Swiss roll, I'm gonna place this at my favourite out of the lot, really. But however, it is also going to share my favourite with another beer that I came across right here in the UK, also from the box. So yeah, Swiss roll, perfect little beer, and it's from a company called Jiddler's Tipple. Never heard of that myself, but it works. I will actually read this off to you and what it says about the Swiss roll. You'll be greeted by a warming aroma of roasted malt and dark chocolate, followed by a sweet vanilla and caramel. There are notes of sponge cake and fluffy pastry, all wrapped up with a smooth, creamy finish. It has just the right amount of sweetness and swirl of nostalgia in every sip, and at the end it says cheers. With T's and C's, custard serving not included. So they do try and keep the humour with that, but honestly, really like that beer. Next up, which I went for, which this one I was hoping to get the flavour that it says on the tin. So the next one that I went for was from a brewing company called Bianca Road Brew Co, and it's the Sticky Fingers. Again, it's a stout, so it's actually, no, it's not. It's a port. It's a sticky toffee pudding porter. Now, when I tried this, I generally was thinking I was going to get the same flavours that I got from the Swiss Roll Stout. I thought, oh yeah, this is going to be really nice to sip on. I ended up drinking it pretty fast. I understand what they're trying to do in terms of sticky toffee pudding flavour in the actual port, but this actually came in at 6.5% volume. Now that is strong for me. I don't really drink anything close to that. As you know, Heineken, that is my favourite beer, comes in at 5%. So I'm used to drinking 5% beers. I'm not used to drinking 6.5. But, and I can still smell it now, you do have that aroma of sticky toffee pudding. But I'm not going to put it on my list of favourite beers. It's not something I could drink all the time. But every now and then, if I want something different, something with that extra aroma and flavour, I would go for. So yeah, from Bianca Road Brew Co., I am going to say your beer is actually pretty nice. Just not really my favourite, what I would go for on a weekly basis, but honestly, really nice. So the next one I went for was this one here. Now, this one has a very jazzy, very, very jazzy can actually. And it was only a 4.3%. Panama Creature, it's called. Now, with this one, I am not going to lie, it had very, very fruity taste. Very fruity taste indeed. And it does say it's from Hamerton, which is obviously London. Very fruity taste. And again, this is actually a session IPA. Not really a beer that I go for regularly. However, I used to have a friend a few years ago. He was from London himself. Really nice guy. We hung out for quite a long time. A lot older than me, actually. He was in his 50s. And he always used to tell me the reason that we get a hangover the day after going out to the pub or to a nightclub or an out on the sesh is because of all the fizziness of the lager, like the bubbles and the gas. Now, when it comes to IPAs, you don't actually get a hangover because there's most of the time there's no fizz. Now, this one did have a bit of fizz to it, but I wouldn't say it was heavy. It was smooth, and the fruity aromas were really interesting to actually enjoy, to be fair. So again, I can't put it on my list of favourite beers, but I can put it on a list that I did like it. I would recommend it actually. For those that like a good IPA, I would recommend the Panama Creative, and I think you actually would enjoy it. And I say creative, it says Panama Creature, so I might have got that wrong there. But either way, if you do enjoy an IPA, this one definitely would be for you. What did I go for next? Well, I actually went for this one. Now, Beerbliotek, and it's a hoppy pale, so it's a spring pale ale, and it came in at 3.4. Now, my honest opinion on this one I really, really liked. I'm not going to lie, I really loved it. For those of you that have enjoyed, say, a Blue Moon on a night out, I'm on about the beer, by the way, the orange flavoured cloudy beer. This reminded me of that. Very fruity, very orangey, and very gassy. When I say gassy, I mean really gassy. I was belching as I was drinking it because it was that fizzy. But it really did have the flavours that I think the company were going for when they brewed this. So this is definitely going to go up on my list of favourite beers. It's not something, again, that I buy on a night out. However, it would be something, say, for towards the end of the night and I want to end my night on something fruity and flavoursome, I'd definitely go for this spring pale ale. I really did like it. It was wonderful at only 3.4% as well. So again, that's another one done there. Next up, I went for this one. Now, I did say there was one in a big can. They're not all small. Obviously, most of the ones in this one were. But this one, Smash Mouth. Again, it's an IPA and it's a Pilsner malt and citrus hops. Now, this actually came in, and I was struggling to find the percentage on this one because I honestly I did. Right, I got it there. So this actually comes in as one of the higher percentage beers. So this actually comes in at 6.5% volume. I'd say this one was very bland indeed. But it is something that I could genuinely drink regular, because I didn't feel it. It didn't hurt to drink really. It wasn't gassy. It was just really smooth, and now I see why they put it in a big can, because it is really nice. But at 6.5%, I couldn't be drinking this all the time. Nice flavours, really smooth texture, and if you enjoy stuff like this, then definitely for you. I'm not sure where they sell it here in the UK. I haven't seen it in any bars that I've been to. However, the style of the can with the skeleton on it, I do see a lot of them in like these mini bars around, like micro bars that you see on the high street. So I'm guessing that you'd probably be able to get hold of something like this at a bar like that. But if you like your smooth beers, definitely go for the Smash Mouth. I'm not going to say I did enjoy it. I just wouldn't drink it all the time. When I actually put this order in, though, you do actually get a choice. You can actually choose to have either a light beer selection or a dark and light beer selection. And with recommendations from the wife, because she knows that I normally only drink Heineken, she said, why don't you just go for a mixed selection of not only dark beers but light beers as well, which I did, hoping that I would get a good selection. In my personal opinion, even though that was my selection, most of them seemed like dark beers. I did make the mistake of not pouring them out the can into a glass to see which was dark, which was light. But in my honest opinion, most of the flavours came across as dark beers. So yeah, that's just where I stand on that. I don't know. I should have poured them into a glass. I didn't. The next one that I went for was All the Beer. Very jazzy can. And it comes in at 4.6%. So again, one of the lower beers. And it's a session pale ale. I actually really enjoyed this one. Now, I would just like to say most of these beers that I have got in this selection have actually won at the 2025 Beer Awards. So these are really good beers. And you do obviously get a magazine called Fermented or Ferment, which goes over and explains where the beers are from, how they're brewed, what company makes them, etc. So yeah, all these beers have actually won awards at the 2025 Beer Awards. So they are great beers. They have been tested by the best beer drinkers out there to give them these ratings and these awards. So although they're not all for me, that's not to say that some of you might enjoy them. Do you know what I mean? So please don't take this as oh, I don't like this beer, I shouldn't drink that. Take this video as I'm not into my dark beers. I'm into my lager and light beers. That's just my personal opinion. I'd love to hear what some of you guys who watch these videos actually drink. Some of you might have drank some of these. Let me know. Leave comments below. Also, please like and subscribe. So yeah, all the beer. I did enjoy this pale ale, 4.6%. But again, it's in a small can. I was hoping for the bigger cans like the Smash Mouth. I did enjoy it. Again, it came across as it tasted like a dark beer, and it was to me, very bland. But yeah, I'd say give it a go. Look for it in your local bars, and those that like a pale ale, yeah, you would like probably all the beer. So the next one I went for was the Rott Noctis, and this was a stout. Now, again, I don't drink a lot of stout because stout can be very strong in certain senses. This came in at 5%. Again, it's a dark beer, so to me, it was very strong because I don't drink a lot of stout. However, I'm not going to say that I didn't like it because I did. I did like the flavours in it. I would actually really recommend this beer. Without, yeah, I would. I would recommend it. It was really really tasteful. It was very smooth tasting as well, but you could definitely tell it was a dark beer. So that's the Rott Noctis, and that's a stout at 5%. Now, there was a beer in this box that I decided to leave until the end, mainly because it was how it looked, how the can looked, and I thought this is going to be really, really dark. But there's one that I really, really did like. Now, it's a Yorkshire Bitter, and I do know that Justino, who crashed our wedding, I'll never forget that, he likes his Guinness. Now, I really think he would love this one, which is, it's a BYB, so it's Best Yorkshire Bitter from Kirkstall. And I did actually send him a screenshot on Facebook of this. No word of a lie, he loves his Guinness. He will absolutely love this. I can't recommend it enough. This is a beer that I could genuinely go out, buy a 4-pack of, and just drink myself stupid on it. It was gorgeous. And I'm not a bitter drinker. I don't like my bitter, but this I did really like. It basically describes itself as a modern take on an all-time classic. So it's pale and crystal malts combined with English hops to produce a balanced, easy drinking session beer. You'll be sure to open a second one. Well, I guarantee you, I would definitely open a second one if I had a second one of this. And I really do think with Justino, he'd love it as well. It comes in at 4.5 as well. And now I'm chucking it all over the place. 4.5% in volume. This is definitely a beer that I would recommend. Again, I don't like me bitters, but that one, straight to the top of my list of beers that I love. Now, we're almost coming to the end of the video, but there is obviously a couple more things I want to mention. This beer, the one that I left until last, and I did leave it because the can is very, very dark. It's called Midnight Bell. Now, it comes out of Leeds, well, the Leeds Brewery, and it's a 4.8% beer, and it's a rich, dark ale. Now, again, I'm not really into my ales. However, the can does state, named after the pub in a Patrick Hamilton novel, this beer is a drink for all drinkers. Willamette hops and roasted malts combine to create a smooth, rich, and complex beer embodying the community only pubs can provide us with. And that does actually come in at 4.8. This beer was extremely dark in my eyes. It was smooth. Don't get me wrong on that. It was definitely smooth. Very smooth to drink. But I wouldn't say it was my most favourite. I wouldn't say, oh, I drank that and it was mind-blowing for me because I'm not an ale drinker. However, that again is not to say that you guys wouldn't enjoy this. So I would recommend, if you like your very rich and dark ale, give it a go. And just so you know, that is actually called Midnight Bell. In the description, I will put the names of the beers and the percentages. So if you actually check the description down below, you can actually have a look at the names, have a look at the percentage, and if you want to give them a go, you can go in search of them. I definitely would recommend that. So along with the beers, which again, very, very great selection, light and dark beers, I'm actually going to say, for the value of Beer 52's box that you actually get by private courier, by the way, so it is handed to you at the door, for the price, absolutely wonderful. I think the standard price comes in about £33, but that obviously includes all your beers, your magazine, You also get a couple of snacks with them. So you've got some chili and lemon flavoured like beans. Well, yeah, they're roasted, so they're a bit like nuts, not going to lie. And then obviously just some pretzels that you can pick up anywhere. Tesco, Asda, Morrison's, wherever you like. So you get the beers, you get the snacks, you get the box that it comes in, and obviously you get your fermented magazine, which does have a wonderful Winter Wonderland advertisement on the back. Definitely good value for money. I enjoyed spending the past 4 weeks working my way through this box. I didn't intend it to be 4 weeks to a month. I actually intended to get it done over the course of a weekend, so I was planning to drink a few, well, I'd say 2 or 3 a night, so I would have got it out faster. But because of the strength of them, and because I like my Heineken at the weekends, I decided just to stick to one beer on a Friday and Saturday of this selection. So yeah, if you like your cask ales and your independent companies that brew this beer, go out, go in search of them and see which beers you can pick up. Because if you like your dark beers, you will enjoy. If you like your light beers, you will enjoy others. So that's just my personal opinion. But for value for money, definitely worth a shot. And to be honest, Beer 52, it came across an advertisement online. The wife said to me, go and order yourself one, and let's see if I enjoy them. So my overall final thoughts are, yes, I did. Some of the beers weren't perfect for me because I don't drink that type of beer. But from the selection I got from the 2025 Beer Awards, I will say I enjoyed it. So until next time, guys, take it easy. And hopefully my next video will not take as long to produce. I'll see you later.